From the unbelievable moment a dam in China was destroyed by a monster landslide, and a man in the Philippines who recorded a violent tornado in his front yard, to a sudden rock slide in Pakistan that forever changed the local landscape, and an avalanche in the Himalayas that came rushing toward this group of campers. Here are 10 natural disaster videos you have to see. Sumedang is a small landlocked town in West Java, Indonesia. The locals live in the shadow of Mount Tampomas, a 5,500-foot stratovolcano and popular climbing spot. When it comes to natural disasters, eruptions, earthquakes, and typhoons are typically on their radar. Nobody's ever thinking about tornadoes. That all changed on February 21st of 2024, when a record-breaking twister tore through Sumedang. According to reports, the town was struck by a tornado of a scale previously unrecorded in the country. Here's what it looks like to get caught in the middle. This rare storm tore a path of destruction across Sumedang and nearby districts. At least 30 people suffered injuries related to flying debris and collapsing homes. According to the local government, the storm impacted over 800 families while damaging or destroying 18 factories and 233 homes. Thankfully, it doesn't appear as though anybody lost their lives. Until February of 2024, Indonesia had only seen small tornadoes across all its islands. While some were strong enough to cause minor damage, none compared to this record-setting storm. On New Year's Day of 2024, a deadly 7.6 magnitude earthquake struck the western coastline of Japan. Most of the damage centered around the Noto Peninsula in Ishikawa. Locals were home celebrating and relaxing, as New Year's Day is considered a public holiday in Japanese culture. One of those families kept the camera rolling when the earthquake struck. Did you catch that? Not only did they catch the earthquake on camera, but a small landslide as well. Luckily, their house was strong enough to withstand the shaking. Others weren't as lucky. According to reports, about 26,000 people were displaced after the earthquake destroyed their homes or rendered them unsafe. Things got worse as rain and snow moved in, triggering landslides on the weak ground. Then, over 1,000 aftershocks kept everything unstable for over a week. Elsewhere on the Noto Peninsula, a 10-foot tsunami washed over coastal homes, and a fire destroyed part of Wajima City. According to the USGS, Japan records more earthquakes than any other country on Earth. Guangzhou China is a prefecture-level city in the capital of Guangdong province. It has a storied history dating back over 2,200 years and was once a central trade hub on the ancient Silk Road. Today, it's home to about 18 million people who don't regularly think about tornadoes. On June 16th of 2022, a rare Chinese tornado touched down on the outskirts of Guangzhou. It knocked down trees, damaged power lines, and wreaked havoc on the streets below.
沿着这个14号地铁轨道走哦，哇，破坏力好大哦，哇，到处都是爆火花了，哇，14号线完蛋了，地铁被打了，地铁。
Most of the damage was concentrated around Line 14 of the public metro station. Several power transformers also exploded, leaving residents without power for many days. Aftermath footage shows carnage in the streets. Branches landed on and damaged several cars, and dozens of motorcycles were tipped over. While things looked pretty bad, nobody was seriously injured during the freak storm. The Naltar Valley is a forested area about 21 miles outside the Pakistani city of Gilgit. It's famous for its gorgeous lakes surrounded on all sides by steep mountains. Tourists flock to the region to appreciate Mother Nature, but sometimes Mother Nature shows her ugly side. On August 8th of 2019, spectators visiting the Naltar Lakes captured a massive landslide on camera. According to one man, a jeep full of people was driving by when the rocks began falling. Thankfully, they sped out of the way moments before the mountain came crashing down. Thankfully, everybody recording was a safe distance away. They may have gotten covered in dust, but nobody was injured during the landslide. It's unclear what triggered the landslide, but it was probably due to heavy rainfall. Studies show that heavy rain accounts for 50% of the landslides in Pakistan. Marfa, Texas is a desert city between the Davis Mountains and Big Bend National Park. In the late 19th century, the city was a crucial water stop for trains heading from New Orleans to Los Angeles. As you can imagine, there isn't much water in the Trans-Pecos Desert. On October 24th of 2022, a local man was out working in his bulldozer when he saw something coming towards him. The wind kicked up, and a dust devil formed about 100 yards away. He knew he was safe inside the heavy machinery, so he held his ground and recorded as the dust devil passed clean over him.
It's coming. Want to take me away? Woo!
As far as dust devils are concerned, this one was pretty big. Thankfully, they aren't typically strong enough to cause any real damage. It's still good that our cameraman stayed inside the bulldozer. dust devils like these can still pick up rocks and small items. According to the National Weather Service, dust devils are simple dust-filled vortices that form due to intense surface heating. They can grow between 10 and 300 feet wide and over 1,000 feet tall. They'll only last a few minutes and usually occur in dry climates like Arizona, New Mexico, and southwestern Texas. Leshan China is a prefecture-level city in Sichuan province. It's home to over 3 million people who love visiting the giant Buddha. The statue was carved into the mountain sometime during the Tang Dynasty between the 8th and 9th centuries. The giant Buddha stands about 230 feet tall, and his feet sit just above the confluence of the Min and Dadu rivers. Over the years, floods and landslides have significantly damaged Buddha's feet. In July of 2019, after several days of heavy rain, one of those landslides tore down the mountain and obliterated a dam project. Thankfully, all the workers were off that day. An aftermath photo shows the brutal scar left behind after the landslide. The entire area is unrecognizable, and you can see where all their hard work was erased in seconds. Landslides and floods continued through 2019 and into 2020. At one point, water levels reached the giant Buddha's toes for the first time since 1949. The local government scrambled to protect the ancient statue, which has withstood Mother Nature's wrath for over 1,200 years. Gainesville, Texas is a small city in Cook County. It's about 70 miles north of Dallas, near the Oklahoma border, which means it is prone to wild windstorms and frequent tornadoes. March 21st of 2022 was the first day of spring in Texas. It also rang in Gainesville's first significant storm of the year. Many people were on the road when an EF1 tornado touched down in Cook County. This local man was lucky enough to stop under a bridge while the storm passed over his head.
Oh, dude. Whoa. Holy crap. Oh, jeez. This is a tornado. This has got to be a tornado. Oh my gosh. Holy moly. Whoa. It is throwing trash and stuff everywhere. Wow. Dude. Alright, it's dying down. Wow. That was intense. Holy moly.
According to our driver, he was heading north on I-35 when hail began pelting his car. He stopped under the bridge just before exit 499 and was fortunate that an 18-wheeler parked right behind him. The truck absorbed most of the wind, leaving his car undamaged. The National Weather Service identified 9 tornadoes in North Texas that day. What's unclear is if our driver got caught in a tornado or if this was a straight-line windstorm that spawned from the twister in Cook County. Either way, he's lucky to have escaped unharmed. If the wind didn't get him, the lack of visibility would have. About 225 million years ago, modern-day India was an island off the Australian coast. After the supercontinent of Pangaea broke apart, India began drifting northward, eventually colliding with the Eurasian tectonic plate. The collision formed the Tibetan Plateau and the Himalayan mountains, both of which are still growing today. In fact, the Himalayas grow about 1 centimeter every year as the Indian plate thrusts about 1.77 inches under the Tibetan plate. Each shift and jerking motion causes significant seismic activity, sometimes even triggering avalanches. On September 2nd of 2016, a group of scientists captured one of those avalanches firsthand.
It's so big.
Whoa, look at that little one in the middle. Jesus. Whoa, wow. Oh my God. It's all the way down. It's covered the whole glacier. Moly. It looks so different now. Covered gone on full glacier. That's insane. I have a little camp on that glacier. Yeah, seriously.
Our team was camped on the north side of Zanskar 1, which is part of the Zanskar mountain range within the Himalayas. Luckily, they were far enough away that the avalanche posed no threat. It may look like it's passing right by them, but that's the power of perspective. While they are beautiful from a safe distance, Himalayan avalanches are no joke. Since 1973, they have claimed the lives of over 550 climbers who were brave enough to venture above 14,770 feet. Unfortunately, they are impossible to predict and are only getting more frequent. Buenos Aires, known locally as the autonomous city of Buenos Aires, is the capital of Argentina. Nestled on the western shores of Rio de la Plata, it's home to roughly 3 million people, making it the largest city in the country as well. The name Buenos Aires is Spanish for good airs. That'll sound extra ironic after watching this next clip. The skies over Buenos Aires on March 20th of 2024 were anything but good. A supercell storm loomed over the city, triggering a wild straight-line windstorm. Baseball-sized hail fell from the sky, and floodwater inundated the streets. In all, it wasn't a very bueno day.
Se cayó. La planta. El pino se cayó.
Pensé que era el mismo auto, ¿no? Ese por lo menos lo trabó el camión.
Pero vino otro más y lo chocó.
According to reports, over 110,000 houses in the Buenos Aires metro area were left without power after the storm. Sadly, one woman lost her life when a 9th-floor balcony collapsed and fell on her. The storm also affected travel, grounding 60 passenger flights and preventing incoming planes from landing. This storm came only a week after Buenos Aires had been impacted by heavy rain. On March 12th, about 130 millimeters of rain fell over 24 hours. It quickly overwhelmed the drainage systems and flooded several streets. According to FloodList, it was the 8th significant flooding event in Argentina since the start of 2024. The Kashmir region is an ethnically diverse area in the Himalayas. It spans about 86,000 square miles and is famous for its stunning views, beautiful lakes, and winding roads through snow-capped mountains. However, frequent rock slides make those roads extra dangerous. On January 16th of 2023, police officers in the Indian-controlled part of Kashmir blocked traffic on both sides of a short bridge. They had noticed small rocks tumbling down the mountain, meaning a larger landslide was imminent. Rock slides are so frequent in India that everybody knows the signs. That's why they can stop traffic before something bad happens. According to one report, this landslide occurred on the Jammu-Srinagar National Highway, the only all-weather road connecting Kashmir to the rest of India. It left hundreds of vehicles stranded on both sides, as there was no other way around or over the mountain. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, be sure to click the link on screen now. With that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.